Yeah, so I want to follow up on that because part of your article also looks at how it's kind of a double-edged sword for AOC that she's sort of been catapulted to mega stardom, right? She is like household name at this point, very polarizing, attracts obviously a lot of ire from Fox News commentators and other figures on the right, but at the same time is also like beloved and like broadly sort of held up by not just leftists and progressives, but I think even some liberals at this point. And to that point,
Oh, she just tipped you off. Even liberals at this point. The shift. Even liberals at this point. She just told what's happening with her. She's tipping us off what's happening with her. But let me say this, something I wrote down. There's a lot of things that are differences for the left. Strategy is a big one. But I do think that AOC, just the whole concept of hero worshiping and the deification of Bernie Sanders, of some of the major fault lines still. Because we can't criticize Bernie Sanders. It's this constant massaging of Bernie Sanders that must be done by some people. They can't take any criticism. They must always have this caveat. He opened my eyes. That's okay. It both can be true. It could be true that you're good, that he's good one day and now he's not. Have you ever seen Star Wars? I mean, it's a bad example, but you get what I'm saying. Like you could be good and then now you're not. He woke us up. He woke a lot of people up. That doesn't negate. It doesn't take away what he's doing now, which is awful. Awful. That is also, to me, what I see is a big thing. Just the overall hero worshiping, overall concept of what I'd call hero worshiping. They may describe it as not offending the people who are on our side. That's where we split. This is another split between the old and the new left. So let's listen some more to what she says here.
Point, I want to share the cover of a new book that I saw is just out from New York Magazine. It's called "Take Up Space: The Unprecedented AOC." I think the book just came out this week. I happened to glimpse it. I of course haven't read the book, but just from skimming through the description, it looks like a pretty hagiographic account of kind of her rise to stardom. So, given this kind of push and pull, or just given this, extremely high profile, how do you think this mega stardom works for and against AOC right now?
Okay, well, the analogy I used in the piece came from one of my sources, which is riding the tiger. I think one big part of this story, the story was more about the squad and the new elected officials, but I think the story is very obviously also about Bernie, insofar as sometimes on the left, we back up and remember that the biggest single reason that we have gotten to the point that we have at this point when we did it is because Bernie Sanders decided to run for the presidency on a lark in 2016.
Right.
So since that happened, we have elected several people, and that's a big deal. That's important. More people understand what socialism is than ever before. DSA has cleared 100.
Okay, let me just talk about a couple of things she said here. She said more people understand socialism. No, more people do not understand socialism. More people understand the co-opted, watered down version of socialism that Bernie Sanders and AOC sells as real socialism. Here is another part where we diverge. or maybe it's a result of us diversion here. There's another thing she says here. Let me go back 3 seconds and see.
In 2016.
Right.
So since that happened, we have gotten to the point that we have at this point when we did it is because Bernie Sanders decided to run.
This is what I mean by the deification. She's obviously one of the people I'm talking about. It's the constant have to reassuring Bernie Sanders, get some sort of credit, and the inability or refusal to critique Bernie Sanders like a politician and not like a homeless kitten, a unhoused kitten on the streets, malnourished. You get what I'm saying? It's this, yeah, you did bad kind of thing.
For the presidency on a lark in 2016.
Right.
So since that happened, we have elected several people, and that's a big deal. That's important.
Now, I wouldn't say that's a big deal anymore. Look what we have. We have a squad that's spineless and does nothing, has done nothing, has no accomplishments whatsoever. But they can tweet, we won. We're winning because they sent out a tweet. No. So I don't agree with that description.
More people understand what socialism is.
I already addressed that. No, more people understand what democratic socialism is, which is not socialism.
Than ever before. DSA has cleared 100,000 members, etc. And AOC.
DSA clearing 100,000 members is not a threshold. Is a threshold for what? Why is that? Why is that included as some sort of threshold of something? I just don't think that should be included. I'm trying to get through some more comments here. Get some more people's comments. I love having everybody be able to see their comments on screen. So let's continue.
AOC is a fairly significant part of that. I think the other squad members are also a significant part, but no one is quite at that same level that AOC is. And so,
because AOC was one of the first, if not the first, where the strategy of Justice Democrats, let's go in here and wreck shit. So people were behind that. People had a lot of passion behind that because it was like, yes, we're going to get her here and she's going to do it. Because we were behind the concept that we were sold on by the Justice Democrats. So she was a possibility of what could have been for the Justice Democrats if they actually followed through. If she followed through, I would be on board. Let's get some more people in there as we're doing our general strike, organize our movement. If AOC was still doing the things she did by protesting, sitting in front of Pelosi's office, that type of stuff, you may have something there.
She is able to be a mouthpiece. She is able to be, more palatable to liberals than I think some leftist messaging.
What do you mean she's become or is more palatable? Why? Why is she more palatable here?